India's Tihar Jail is a massive, sprawling correctional facility. It holds thousands of inmates, well beyond its intended capacity, making it a place to find by extreme overcrowding and brutal daily realities. Inside these walls, you find a volatile mix. High-profile politicians, prominent underworld figures, and hardened violent offenders share the exact same space. In 1993, a specific terror emerged within Jail Number 4. This underdeveloped, stone-walled sector was devoid of natural light, keeping residents in near-pitch blackness. Guards and rival gangs are a secondary concern for those in Jail Number 4. The inmates live in a pervasive state of fear, convinced the block is haunted by entities that drive men to madness. Caton, a newly convicted murderer, arrived at the block only to receive a warning from the other prisoners. They told him his assignment to cell 205 was a supernatural death sentence. Inside the cell, he met his quiet roommate, Junaid. Junaid offered Caton a chilling set of survival rules for the night. Do not open your eyes, do not react to pain, and whatever you hear, do not get out of bed. Sometime past midnight, the physical symptoms began. Caton woke up gasping for air as the rough stone ceiling spun, inducing an overwhelming sense of vertigo. His perception of reality began to fracture. He hallucinated the locked iron door swinging wide open and saw figures with burned faces staring from the dark. For Caton, minutes felt like hours of psychological torture. Caton screamed for help, but Junaid remained still in the dark. He calmly told a panicked Caton that they had only been asleep for 10 minutes. By sunrise, the guards found Caton's body on the stone floor. Junaid offered no explanation. He simply ignored the corpse and went back to sleep. Caton had become the victim of a highly calculated, invisible assassination. Junaid suffered from schizoid personality disorder, or SPD, repelling all connection from the world around him. This involves an extreme biological necessity for absolute isolation. The brain builds an impenetrable boundary, demanding a total detachment from human interaction. When Caton was placed in cell 205, Junaid saw a critical threat to his own mental stability rather than a new roommate. Junaid's actions were a hyper-logical survival response designed to protect his isolated environment. The assassination was chemical. When Junaid brought Caton his dinner, he spiked the food with DMT, a potent, fast-acting hallucinogen he had obtained through prison contraband. This timeline illustrates DMT's primary clinical effect, massive time dilation. While the drug remains active for just 30 minutes, the user perceives time stretching infinitely. As the timeline breaks into chaotic spikes, it triggers deep psychological terror and vivid hallucinations. Junaid used environmental priming to direct the drug's effects. The prison's ghost stories had already planted the exact fear the drug needed to amplify. He completed the operation with sensory manipulation. By calmly lying about the passage of time, Junaid gaslit a drugged man into believing his hallucinations were objective reality. Junaid weaponized hallucinogenic chemistry and existing folklore to build a ghost entirely inside Caton's mind. The morning following the brutal attack, the guards pulled a heavy iron door shut after removing Caton's body. Junaid was left alone, having successfully secured his necessary isolation without ever laying a single finger on his victim. We often focus on the debatable nature of paranormal folklore, yet the documented reality of human psychological violence is far more certain. Extreme isolation can warp the human mind into a lethal weapon. The most terrifying monsters in Tihar are the